is good, everyone? And we're back for NFL. We're back on the WeSportin podcast, and today is Drew sipping his WeSportin water. Please don't brand us or anything. We don't want to do.
WeSportin water.
Yeah,
part of this balanced breakfast.
Today, guys, we are going to be discussing NFL free agency, and already, dude, we're like 2 days into it right now, and there's so much that's happened in the last 2 days. Patriots are going off and crazy. Tom Brady. I mean, there's so much we have to discuss about. But let's get right into it. I'm going to discuss it. I'm going to kind of just list everything off. Drew's going to give off some side notes that we're going to be doing. And yeah. So guys, first things first, Jets assigned the franchise tag to Mr. Marcus May. It was last week. It happened last week. I know what we're doing. We're going to be telling you about everything that happened last week, and we're going to be telling you.
Yeah, so May, Simmons, especially Prescott, we're going to be talking about. We're going to be covering everything that's happened up till this point.
That's it right now. Washington assigns the franchise tag to Brandon Sheriff to hopefully get into a contract deal with the Washington football team, but he does stay with the Washington football team for another year, which is good for us because I love Brandon Sheriff, and Brandon Sheriff is a great right guard, probably one of the best right guards in the NFL. And next, we're going to go on to Patriots acquired Trent Brown for later round picks. Trent Brown making his big return back to the New England Patriots after leaving to go play for the Oakland Raiders to get that big mega contract that he wanted, but now gets sent back to dump off some cap for the Raiders. So now Trent Brown is going to be back in New England. And I'll tell you guys right now, this will not be the last that we've heard from New England. Giants assigned franchise tag to Leonard Williams as well, bringing him back for another year to hopefully work on a big long-term deal for them as well. Panthers assigned the franchise tag to also Taylor Morton. He was probably one of the bigger right tackles coming into the free agency, but now he's going to be sticking back with the Panthers, so hopefully they can build around that and make sure CMC's back and healthy, and Morton can be there blocking. Buccaneers assigned the franchise tag to also Chris Godwin as well. Chris Godwin guaranteeing himself another big year for him, and he's going to be staying back there to hopefully keep the band back together so the Buccaneers can go back to the Super Bowl, hopefully. Not saying that they will, because I'm not going to say that prediction yet. Buccaneers also re-signed Levante David, veteran middle linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, comes back with a little bit of a nice deal with the Buccaneers, and to hopefully keep that middle linebacker core very well with him, Devin White, and also Shaq Barrett. And as I discussed, Shaq Barrett also re-signs with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well on a 4-year, $72 million deal. It's a great deal for them. They all did a team-friendly deal to make sure everyone could stick together to keep that band together that they got going on defense, and hopefully they can get their offensive pieces back together so they can run it back. Titans released Malcolm Butler, cutting a now salary of a $12 million, I believe it was $12 million salary cut that they got from releasing Malcolm Butler. So Malcolm Butler, veteran guy, y'all know Malcolm Butler for being in the Super Bowl interception back in Super Bowl 49. He left the Patriots to go play for the Tennessee Titans on a big contract. He wanted to get that money. He did, but now he's going to be released. So hopefully he'll find a new home in this offseason. Saints releasing Emmanuel Sanders as well. Emmanuel Sanders does get released from the New Orleans Saints. Actually happened a couple days ago, I do believe. So hopefully the veteran wide receiver can go help out some young talented cores, hopefully. And hopefully we'll be seeing Emmanuel Sanders back on the field soon. Bills released John Brown as well. That was actually kind of a big shock. John Brown coming off of a very kind of a weird year, but I think Cole Beasley and Stephon Diggs have that role very much covered up. And John Brown was on a big contract as well, so it looks good for the Bills to dump off some good salary cap. Big news as well coming out of Kansas City, releasing Kevin. No, not releasing Kevin.
They released both offensive tackles, Eric Fisher and Mitchell Schwartz, to clear cap. Both were injured during the Super Bowl. They also let their center, Austin Ryder, walk. See, I think do you want me to take over now? Because Nico, you've capped off a lot.
Yeah, there's some more I'm going to cover, guys, but Drew doesn't want to get into this Kansas City thing. Really.
I just want to just talk because Nico's going to go on for a while.
Yeah, Drew needs to give me a break, so go.
Yeah. All right. More news. Jaguars franchise tag Cam Robinson, their offensive tackle. He comes back for another year. Let's see what else happened. I feel like I'm just going to jump around here. So, obviously Tom Brady re-upped with the Buccaneers. That's a interesting contract that he signed there, right? David Johnson and Mark Ingram, the Texans, get a pair of running backs, $6 million and $3 million apiece. The Lions add Tyrell Williams. The Jaguars add Jamal Agnew. The Texans add Andre Roberts. Just a lot has happened. Offensive guards going around the place. Kevin Zeitler, former Giants, to the Ravens. John Feliciano re-ups with the Bills. Pat Elflin from the Jets goes to the Panthers. There's a lot to get to. It's a lot to get to.
Yes, very true. But let's go over now our big main point topics. I mean, we're going to take a little bit of time to discuss. We're going to go a little bit more in depth into this just because, it was bigger. Cowboys re-signing Dak Prescott, 4 years, $160 million, 126 guaranteed. That's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money. And Nico and I have differing opinions on what we think about this deal. Yeah. Obviously, Nico thinks that it's a dumb deal, but keep in mind he's a football team fan, so a little bit of bias goes in there. But you can make the argument that Dak Prescott was overpaid. Me, on the other hand, I think that he deserves every single penny that he was paid. Mm-hmm. But that's just our differing opinions.
Yeah. It's a great contract. I mean, okay. I will say, for what Patrick Mahomes is on right now, and for how Dak Prescott's on right now, they got Dak Prescott for cheap.
Comparing him to Mahomes, but Mahomes is making far more than anybody else.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, if that's their guy, good for them. Good job for the Dallas Cowboys for locking up Dak Prescott. I mean,
that's the thing. That's the thing that I rely on when I say that this is worth every penny. Mm-hmm. Right? The number one priority for the Cowboys in the offseason was signing Dak Prescott by all means necessary. You can't let him walk because he is your franchise. He is Mr. Cowboy. He's been a class act, and you need to do anything you can do to get that deal done. And if that means throwing a boatload of money at him, if you know you got your guy, then go get your guy. And the ends justify the means. So I am very much okay with this.
Yeah. All right. Next, also big topic that we have as well. Running back Aaron Jones signs back with the Green Bay Packers 4 years on a $48 million deal, getting paid over $12 million now every single year until 2024. Yeah, 2024.
2025, he'll be a free agent.
Yeah. 2025. Guys, I'm just gonna do what I always do: sit back, relax, and let Drew cry about it. Go.
I'm not gonna cry. I mean, I've had some time to think about this, mm-hmm. And the more I think about it, the more I'm okay with it because Aaron Jones is a really good talent. He is one of the upper tier running backs in the NFL. He's very talented. I mean, he split carries with Jamal Williams and AJ Dillon, so the tread on the tires are relatively fresh. He's a running back and a receiver. He can do all things all around. The problem that I have is that the money, $12 million a year. It's the money that I have a problem with because the Green Bay Packers financially, their big thing in the offseason was getting under the cap because they had one of the worst cap situations in the NFL entering the offseason. And we've done everything we could. We've restructured guys. We've released guys. We've cut guys. We've done any which way to get back under the salary cap. And the second we did that, we bring Aaron Jones back on this massive deal. Now he gets a $13 million signing bonus. So, I mean, there's some money up front there. Hopefully this deal will be backloaded so it doesn't take up too much cap space. And I mean, the reason I'm happy with this at the end of the day is because we get Aaron Jones back. He's a great talent. You got Thunder and Lightning and Jones and Dillon. And because Aaron Jones is taking up some cap space is going to have to be cleared somewhere. And that means either one of two things or both. Zadarius Smith gets extended, Aaron Rodgers gets extended, or both. And that is our best defensive player and our best offensive player. And maybe Devontae Adams gets extended later on down the road. Please, Gutekunst, extend all three. We need them. They are your franchise. Do it. But, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how the Packers manipulate the cap moving forward. And what I've seen from the Packers this offseason is that at the end of the day, their methods may be questionable, but they know what they're doing. So I'm going to keep the faith. I'm going to have trust in them. And, yeah. Godspeed, Goody.
Yeah, hopefully that the Packers can find their way out of that money hole. So now, Drew, did you discuss the Patriots at all? I don't remember if you discussed.
I did not sign the Patriots, and I wanted to leave that to us because the Patriots have, by far, in this young free agency period, have been the most active team on the market. They've already signed 4 or 5 guys. They've already made a couple trades. Obviously, Nico said Trent Brown going back to New England from Oakland. They traded Marcus Cannon to Houston. That's another deal that they got done. And they have been very active, especially today. And the four main guys that they signed, and Nico's going to get into these contracts and break them down a little bit further. Jonnu Smith signed with New England. You have
Matthew Judon.
Yeah, Matthew Judon. Who else?
Coming back. Cam Newton coming back.
Yeah, Cam Newton also came back. You're right. Jalen Mills at the cornerback position. And
yeah, I'll get into depth about these
and Davin Gacho. So that's what, 5-6 guys that they've acquired.
Yeah. So let me get into it real quick. I'm gonna go on the defensive side first. Jalen Mills signing a contract to go and play over in New England after actually let's be kind of funny here. Jalen Mills going to New England after he won a Super Bowl beating New England. I just feel like that's so ironic. Jalen Mills, I'm actually a fan of Jalen Mills. I love Jalen Mills. So he's going to be paired up with Stephon Gilmore, J.C. Jackson. I believe that's going to be an amazing trio right there. And I think that's a really good signing for him. So congratulations for Jalen Mills being on the New England Patriots and on a team where defense is the head of the whole thing right now, because their offense is a little poor, so that's really good for them. Now we're going to switch over on to one more defensive linebacker, Matthew Judon, 4 years, $56 million. Matthew Judon getting a payday now on the New England Patriots after being franchise tagged last year by the Baltimore Ravens. This year he does get a big, nice little payday for him. 4 years, $56 million. That's going to be really good for them. They do need a lot of edge rushers. They do have Hightower, and I don't know, they have Onusu as well. Onusu, who's became one of the better players for them actually in the coming last year, 6th-round draft pick, becoming one of the best rookies last year. So hopefully he'll be paired up against Matthew Judon and Hightower, and that's going to be a really scary linebacker core with some good veteran leadership by Hightower and Judon. Offensive side as well, Jonnu Smith signs 4-year, $50 million contract, $31.25 million guaranteed. That man secured his bag. Jonnu Smith being one of the more dangerous vertical tight end threats in the NFL, also being one of the faster ones as well, coming from the Tennessee Titans. So the Tennessee Titans are going to be looking to get a new tight end as well, hopefully re-signing Anthony Frisker back as a replacement for Jonnu Smith. But Jonnu Smith going to be a Patriot alongside with Cam Newton resigning as well. Cam Newton getting re-signed on a 1-year contract deal. That's going to be really good. Kind of actually strange because we actually weren't no one really expected that Cam Newton was going to come back.
I mean, well, it makes sense because after Cam Newton's performance last year, the market for him wasn't that great. So, I mean, the options were either sign with the football team and reunite with Ron Rivera, which
I'm okay. I'm 100% okay.
Well, lucky you, he did the other thing and re-signed with the Patriots. Yes. So, I mean, this contract does not guarantee him the starting job. It doesn't at all. He's going to have to earn it. But the thing about New England that I am, really impressed with them about is that their first 2 moves, they went out and addressed their biggest needs. Well, first was quarterback. They brought Newton back. They needed a tight end. They went out and got Jonnu Smith. And they need somebody up the middle. They got Davin Gacho, who was the former defensive tackle for the Miami Dolphins. Not to mention, they bolstered the corner, like Nico said, Gilmore and Jackson joined by Jalen Mills. And now you got Judon joining Hightower. And the Patriots have been very active. They're just trying to get back to where they were because the fans now in Boston is a city of champions, and they are not used to losing seasons from the Patriots. And the Patriots have been winning since as long as we've been alive. That's for darn sure. Yeah, but they've been winning for our entire lives.
If they want to do something, I think they need to go get wideouts. That's honestly their biggest thing is there's the wide receivers and a running back that's actually decent.
That's true. I mean, they could ride with Damian Harris or, the wide receiver. I mean, Julian Edelman's getting – I heard rumors that they have been shopping N'Keal Harry. So –
no one's going to pick up N'Keal Harry.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe Houston will.
Arizona State guy who came out to be almost 6'3", 6'4", and hasn't even performed anything since he came into the league.
Hey, Houston's done some stupid stuff, but I just want to switch gears really quick. All right. Like we just talked about the Patriots, another team that has really flown under the radar, but also been very, very active in this young free agency period. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they have surprisingly done a lot, actually. Right. They went and re-signed Jamal Agnew for 3 years, $21 million. Right, they brought back Cam Robinson on the franchise tag to protect Trevor Lawrence when they inevitably draft him. They signed Roy Robertson Harris from Chicago on a 3-year, $24 million deal. They got Trey Herndon. They re-signed him for a relatively cheap deal, and they got a safety, Rudy Ford from Philadelphia. So Urban Meyer is being very, very active and building his team around his guys. And all these deals, or most of them, are relatively team friendly. I mean, there's no deal that exceeds $10 million per year. Yeah, the thing about the Jaguars and the Patriots both is that they have 2 of the largest cap spaces, like in terms of teams and money in the league. so they can afford to go out and get guys.
News coming out of Jacksonville, by the way, rumor, by the way, it's only a rumor, but I do feel like that's what we do here. We can discuss that real quick. Jaguars are among teams or a top leading team that are interested in Rams safety John Johnson the third.
Hey, Nico.
What?
You know what? That's really cool. I mean, they're interested in John Johnson III. That would be a great pickup for them. But
I'm sorry if it hasn't happened yet. I know it doesn't. No one really cares.
It's all right. But here's something that actually has happened. Breaking news from Adam Schefter. The New England Patriots lose guard Joe Thuney to the Kansas City Chiefs on a 5-year, $80 million deal.
Wow.
Breaking news.
Whoa. That was big, actually. Wow. Kansas City just locked up Joe Thuney?
Yeah.
Wow. Joe Thuney. Go figure.
Big 5 years, $80 million deal.
Guys, this is our first reaction to this. Like, we have no idea. Like, wow. Yep. Here we go.
Patrick Mahomes, after losing Fisher and Schwartz and maybe even Ryder, he gets an interior guard. So now that interior is Joe Thuney and Laurent Duvernay-Tardif. Those two guards are going to be very good. That is going to be interesting how the Chiefs attack the tackles here. Maybe they switch Duvernay-Tardif outside, or they go out and sign another tackle for cheap. But Joe Thuney, other than Scherf, was the big name on the market in terms of offensive guards. Mm-hmm. And congratulations to Patrick. That is big.
Guys, this is like our first reaction to this. Like, I'm a little surprised right now. Joe Thuney, left guard, going over to Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, that's going to be amazing for them. I mean, that's what they needed. And wow. All right, guys. Well, I think Drew will agree with me, we should end the video off so then we could wait till more stuff happens to release more out to you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
there will probably be a part 2 to this video.
Oh, there's most likely going to be a part 2 because we still need to. There's a lot more big topics.
The free agency. There are a lot of free agents left, and the free agency period is still very, very young.
Oh, yeah. We need to talk about Kenny Golladay, Allen Robinson. We still don't know what's going on with those guys. So.
Well, we know what's going on with Robinson.
Yeah, he got okay. By the way, guys, Allen Robinson Allen Robinson was franchise tagged, but Kenny Golladay was not franchise tagged, so that's going to be a big discussion for when.
Yes, there's still a lot of big guys on the market. Guys like quarterbacks that are still on the market. Trubisky, Winston, Fitzpatrick all need homes. Kenyon Drake, Chris Carson, James Conner, Todd Gurley, Leonard Fournette all need homes. You know, running backs, wide receivers, you got Golladay, Will Fuller, Juju Smith-Schuster, Corey Davis. There's still a ton of news to break down, and we'll be bringing that to you in a part 2 for NFL free agency.
So, yeah, guys, if you guys enjoyed part 1, you already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, like for part 2, and, yeah, me and Drew will be back. And thank you guys for watching, and peace.